Welcome to South Today's Sport. In a moment we'll hear from two of the Highlanders taking on the Cheetahs in Invercargill on Saturday night, but now the team announcement that features the first start for the season for All Blacks Andrew Hoare and Brad Thorne. Also a Highlanders debut for number 8 Jake Parangatai, now that Nasi Manu is out for the rest of the year. No changes in the backs after their showing against the Chiefs, good enough to test the Cheetahs' defence, you would think. The reserves see Jared Hoiata having a spell, and the welcome return of Colin Slade, who's worked very hard to bounce back from injury.
I guess like a big work on from that game would be our defence. Yeah, we were left begging a couple of times on the unstructured play, and they ran around us a few times, so that was a big work on for us, and we're going to hopefully rectify that against Cheetahs. Line out and scrum was a huge work on for us, and I think first game we'll get out the road, and I think we're looking pretty positive for the next few. It's just early days as yet, but hopefully we just mould it as a team when it comes along.
What about just having Brad Thorne in the environment for you, Josh? Those expert locking skills passing on?
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm a bit like a sponge at the moment, just taking in all the learnings and everything like that, and he's just happy to help. So it's just good getting beside him and soaking in his knowledge.
He's got a legendary training ethic. Is that proving to be the case?
Yeah, definitely. He trains hard, and he also looks after his body quite a lot, so that's something that I'm taking in as well. So just trying to get tips off him all the time, and he's happy to give them.
All right, we've seen the Cheetahs for a couple of weeks. What's the impression of their play?
They're a little bit unpredictable. They've got a good team, good runners, a few good offloaders in the forwards. So I guess we've just got to be on our game, even more so than last weekend, and just expect the unexpected with them. They can play like a South African team and drive it up and hit it up through the forwards all day, but they also like to throw it around as well. So you've got to be on top of your game.
They did come out and try and attack the Chiefs, didn't they? Especially in that first half.
Yeah. They found that they were pretty strong, and just have to watch them out wide as well. And they're always looking to go quick is another thing.
What about the speed of the game these days? Did you find that first game particularly quick?
Yeah, I did. I unfortunately with like a couple of pre-seasons I was injured, so by the end of that last game I was sort of off my feet, but the speed's really picked up. It's always physical, especially when you're playing someone like the Chiefs, and now we're going and playing the South African team, the Cheetahs. We've got some big boys up front, so it's going to be a tough one.
There's always that question, which I don't know if there's a perfect answer, is when the bye comes at the right time. Was it good? Would you prefer to get back on the track straight away, or having a break to rethink was a good idea? What do you think?
I guess, I thought it was maybe in a niggly spot the second week, but I think we coped that quite well. We'd still trained last week and got our set piece back together and our defence right, so it's come at a probably good time now.
And good to have a game literally at home for you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back down to Invercargill, playing in front of the family and our fans down there, and hopefully it's a good night.
Do you have a wet weather plan, dry weather plan, or do you just look at the day and take it as it comes?
I guess we look at the day, take it as it comes. You have to tweak a few things if it's wet, but you don't want to change your game plan too much, depending on the weather. And hopefully we've got that down pat.
What about your own future after this? I know there's talk that may or may not be with Southland next. How far down the track are you in deciding that?
I'm sort of leaving it open at the moment, and just in negotiations. So hopefully get that sorted soon. Main focus is each weekend going out playing best as I can. I guess opportunities will come from that.
Well, Ben, I didn't get a chance to talk to you after that first game. I think you were in the line for the random drug test.
Yeah, it was.
Perhaps because you played so well, you must be happy with your form after game one.
I think it was obviously disappointing to not get the win on that Friday. We played well in patches, but we probably just didn't shut the game off at the end there, and took our eyes off the ball a couple of times, which cost us. Quick taps and that kind of thing. They made us pay. So, but I was happy to get into the game, and it's good to be back playing after having a couple of weeks out.
Do you think the backs played with the style that you want to? Because it looked very expensive and entertaining.
Yeah, we definitely want to work really hard as a backline and try and make space for each other, and we probably did that a couple of times. We looked at the video and saw a few more opportunities that we can do that. So that's something that we'll work on going into the Cheetahs game this week.
They made a tiny little bit of space for you for your try. There was some good hands and some good timing.
Oh yeah, it's just lucky that it stuck in my hands. I was a little bit surprised myself that it stuck there, but I suppose I just got a wee bit lucky and managed to score that try. Yeah.
You seem to have a lot of pace and confidence across the whole back line this year, and so there's opportunities in all sorts of places.
Yeah, it is. We're really confident as a back line going into this year, and we're excited about the year that we can manage to find a few holes for each other and manage to just really work hard for each other, and then that'll open up opportunities. So I think that's probably one of our goals.
If there's a criticism, it's all right scoring tries, but you've got to stop them as well.
Yep.
A couple of system errors.
Yeah, I think we've fixed that up. We've had a good work because we've had the bye. We've had a good look at that and seen ways in which we can stop that, and maybe just basic stuff that as a system, ways that we can shut that down, because the Cheetahs do play a wide to wide game, and they like to move the ball. They're not probably like other South African teams, and they like to move the ball and really give it a bit of air.
And they like to look after it too. Those backs, they held on to the ball for an eternity in the first half of that game against the Chiefs.
Yeah, they did. Well, I watched that first half. They played really well, and they probably deserved points in that first half, but they didn't come away with any. So I think you can look at that game and look at the scoreline, that they didn't score many points, but they probably should have scored a lot more. It was just a couple of times those last passes, and they were sort of 10-15 metres out, and they'd make a couple of mistakes, but they were definitely right in that game in that first half, and they're a dangerous team. They like to shift the ball.
We saw a difference, didn't we, in that first round match for the Highlanders between that and the pre-season games. You just get punished, don't you, if you make mistakes, and they're costly this time. Yeah,
you do. I think teams are getting really good at working on turnover ball, so as soon as that ball gets turned over, they've got good systems in place to make teams suffer. So we found that out against the Chiefs, and hopefully we've learnt our lesson, and looking forward to playing the Cheetahs this weekend.
I was astonished about the pace of the game. Everyone seemed to be just a bit on their knees, particularly when Nana Williams scored. I think everyone was absolutely exhausted after that pace of play.
Yeah, it was felt like it went forever, that play. It was, I suppose it's good for people watching. Not so good for us that Nana Williams went the whole length and scored, but it's good for the game that both teams want to play attacking rugby, and I think that's the same going into this week. The Cheetahs and ourselves will want to play attacking rugby, and hopefully the weather down there will let us do that, but we're looking forward to getting down to Invercargill. I know myself, I love playing down there, and I'm sure the team's the same, so we're looking forward to getting down there.
It does seem though that New Zealand teams all have a similar attitude towards playing the way the Blues are scoring at the moment, and the Chiefs and yourself are trying the same thing. Yeah,
I think that's the way the game's going at the moment. You've got to score tries to win, but as you said, you've got to make sure that you keep teams out and have a really good defensive system. So that's something we've worked on in the last couple of weeks through the bye week and this week. So hopefully we've fixed up those areas, and that we can really play attacking rugby this weekend, but make sure that we're also stopping those teams from scoring.
You've got new personnel on the back line this year, everyone modelling together nicely, communication's working well?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to have guys like Martin and that come into our squad, and it gives a lot of the boys confidence. They've gone a long way in their rugby careers, so it's good. We've got it's good when we get out on the field. The communication's good, and we're enjoying playing with each other. We've got we've got a great squad, so I think the coaches are keen to use that, and as you saw against the Chiefs, those guys that come on, they add a lot to our team. So it's good. It's good to have competition for spots, and it's got to be good for the team.
No, I know it's very early days, but just like to get some. I know you got some points on the boards with the bye, but you'd like some genuine ones. Yeah,
it'd be good to get some genuine points, but I just know myself, I'm excited to play. We've had a week off, and it's exciting to get back into it. It was quite hard after playing the Chiefs. Wanted to get straight back on the horse and play again, but I think that's made us more eager going into this weekend, because we've had 2 weeks now. We just want to play.